Welcome back to another video, everyone. Today I'm going to be covering a topic that I've actually been wanting to do for quite some time now. I am going to be talking about my top 10 bucket list coasters in North America. First things first, the reason I'm only covering coasters in North America is because I feel like it would just be way too difficult, for one thing, to take every roller coaster out there that I haven't ridden into account, because there's so many amazing coasters overseas as well. And also, I don't see myself getting outside of North America at any point in the very near future. So I'm just going to be sticking to coasters that I have a much better chance of getting to in the next, let's say, 5 years or so. Also, don't take the placement of these coasters on my list too seriously. I did try to order them, so the number one would be the one I want to ride the most, and that is actually the case with number one. But for the most part, don't take the ordering here too seriously. And remember, there's a lot of other coasters besides these ones that I really want to ride. So I could have put a lot more in here, but to start things off, let's talk about a few of my honorable mentions. Timber Terror at Silverwood in Idaho. Timber Terror looks like a fantastic ride. It might actually be the better wooden coaster in the park, but the layout is a lot more basic here. So I went with Timber Terror as an honorable mention. It looks like a fantastic out and back Custom Coasters International wooden coaster. Also, Great White at Maurice Piers in New Jersey. This is a classic CCI as well that opened in 1996, and it is located right on the beach. Looks like an awesome ride. Also underrated looking, in my opinion. Next up, we have another underrated looking CCI, and that is Silver Comet at Fantasy Island in New York. This just looks like a great ride as well, somewhat similar to Great White. Opened in 1999, so it's 20 years old this year. My last honorable mention here is The Boss, yet another Custom Coasters International wooden coaster. As you can probably tell already, I sort of have this thing with these classic CCIs. A lot of these classic CCIs just look so good to me, and I know a lot of you are probably thinking, what the hell is The Boss doing here? I almost put this in my list, as a matter of fact, at number 10, but something else ended up pushing it out. The Boss, it has that awesome double down, has a great looking layout. It's a huge wooden coaster, 150-foot drop, uses the terrain very well, has a fantastic night ride from what I hear. I've always wanted to ride the Boss quite a bit. Ever since I first seen it as a young enthusiast, I've always wanted to ride it. Looks fantastic, I think, even though a lot of people would say otherwise. To start off the list proper, at number 10 I have Tremors at Silverwood. And the reason I put Tremors over Timber Terror is because it has a much more unique layout. It's a twister layout. It doesn't look like it has the best pacing based on the POVs, and it might not actually be better than Timber Terror. Timber Terror looks like it hauls through all those airtime hills, but it has a very unique layout, and one that I'd very much want to experience. Another classic CCI. Number 9 is X2 at Six Flags Magic Mountain. I'm pretty sure we all know X2 here. I mean, this is one of the most insane coasters on the planet. It's one of the most intense rides out there. It's a fourth dimension coaster. It's the last aerodynamics coaster ever manufactured, and it just looks like a phenomenal ride. I definitely want to try this someday. At number 8, I have Leviathan at Canada's Wonderland. This is the only Giga in North America that I have yet to ride. Of course, Orion is opening next year, but I'm definitely going to be getting to Kings Island as it's only a few hours away. So this will still leave Leviathan as the only Giga I have yet to ride in North America. Although it's fairly short for a Giga, it looks like it really packs a punch, has a couple decent airtime moments, and I love all the other Gigas I've ridden. They're some of my favorite coasters. In fact, all of the ones I've ridden are all ranked very highly. I can't wait to get on Leviathan. Number 7 is Legend at Holiday World. Now, I have been to Holiday World in September of 2015. However, I didn't get to ride the Legend because I didn't realize when I was going there that it was going to be closed. They were doing extensive retracking to it, and they reprofiled that helix. But this has an awesome terrain layout. Looks like it has some amazing speed and laterals. It's just a great Custom Coasters International wooden coaster. It just looks fantastic. Another one of CCI's masterpieces. I think this ride has one of the best layouts out there. Number 6 is Mindbender, the Schwarzkopf looping coaster at Galaxyland. Now this is that very well-known indoor looping coaster, and it's so intense. If you watch footage of this ride, it doesn't even look like it should be real. The way it whips through those inversions, it is absolutely nuts. It looks like an amazing ride, very, very intense. One of the most intense rides on the planet, as a matter of fact. It pulls, I believe, 5.9 Gs on those vertical loops, which is just insane. I've wanted to ride Mindbender for a very long time, and this is one I hope to get to in the next few years, hopefully. If you haven't seen footage of Mindbender running, just look it up and go watch it. It is absolutely insane. Number 5 is Superman the Ride at Six Flags New England. I think Superman has one of the best layouts of any coaster on the planet. It's absolutely fantastic. I wish this style of layout was employed a lot more than it has been. It has this combo of like the classic hyper style layout with large airtime hills and bunny hops near the end, but it also has that really cool spaghetti bowl section which just twists over and under itself several times, and it's just a really unique looking ride. It went neck and neck with Millennium Force for several years in the Golden Ticket Awards. It won Best Steel Coaster several times. It looks like it provides some great airtime, although I know that might not be the case as much anymore with those U-berth restraints that were placed on it, but this still just looks like a phenomenal ride, one I've always wanted to get on. At number 4, I have Phoenix at Knoebels. This is the classic PTC wooden coaster. It opened in '85 at Knoebels as it was relocated from Playland Park as the Rocket. It's renowned for its standing ejector air, some of the most crazy airtime out there. It's a very classic ride. This is just a must experience for me. I love classic wooden coasters. I'm a big fan of good wooden coasters, and this looks phenomenal. I don't believe it's actually the #1 wooden coaster in the world, as the Golden Tickets have said the past couple years. I think that seems kind of ridiculous, but this still looks like quite a fantastic ride, and I'm confident it would be one of my favorite wooden coasters. And I'm hoping to actually get out to Knoebels next year, as it's a top bucket list park for me. Number 3 is Lightning Rod at Dollywood. The world's only launched wooden coaster, has that awesome quad down with crazy airtime, a very unique layout, built right onto the side of a mountain basically. This thing just looks absolutely nuts. Has some of the craziest airtime out there, like I said. It's the fastest wooden coaster in the world. Watching a POV of this, it just looks ridiculous. I mean, it doesn't let up. From that first drop all the way up until the final brakes, it is just madness the whole time. Has that huge wave turn, which looks fantastic. I cannot wait to get to Lightning Rod. Number 2, we have Skyrush at Hershey Park. This is another one that I'm planning on getting to next year, actually. Skyrush has some of the most intense airtime out there. Overall, it's a really intense ride, also one of the most intense coasters in general. It's very unique as it is a wing coaster made by Intamin, and it's a prototype wing coaster where it has 2 regular seats in the middle, but there's 2 wing seats on either side of the track. Of course, it has the restraints that make this ride very divisive. It's very much a love it or hate it type of ride. There's not really any in between with people. Either you love it or you hate it. I know there's a lot of enthusiasts that fall either way, although most enthusiasts seem to definitely prefer it, I think. It just looks absolutely crazy. Having ridden I-305 and that being such an intense ride, I loved that, and I was afraid I was going to find that too intense, but I absolutely love that ride. I cannot wait to get to Skyrush, because that's like, to me, it reminds me of I-305, but with crazy ejector airtime, and that is absolutely something that I need to experience. Now, coming in at the #1 spot. Hold up, let's do something fun here, okay? Everybody pause the video. Well, don't pause it yet. Pause it when I tell you to pause it in a little bit here. I want you to guess my top bucket list coaster. No cheating now. I want you to think about right now what you think my #1 bucket list coaster is in North America. Write it in the comments below. Pause this video and then go write it in the comments. So pause the video right now. Okay, you good? We're back. Okay, jumping into #1. My #1 bucket list coaster in North America is El Toro at Six Flags Great Adventure. This is the top of my list, no doubt, for its extreme airtime all the way throughout the ride. That first half looks crazy with those 3 huge airtime hills. Of course, it has the Rolling Thunder Hill, which is supposedly the most intense airtime moment of any coaster out there. It's a very unique ride, being the only Intamin prefabricated wooden coaster in North America. It's one of only 4 in the world, actually. And to me, this really looks like the best of all of them. It's a huge ride, one of the biggest wooden coasters out there, has a very steep drop. It's fast. It is 70 miles per hour. I've heard it's a very, very smooth wooden coaster, and it's really just unlike anything else out there. A lot of people compare El Toro and the Voyage. They both opened in the same year, but of course Voyage was manufactured by Gravity Group, and a lot of people consider them to be among the best in the world. Some even consider them to be the 2 best wooden coasters in the world, and there's a lot of people, constantly arguing about which one is better, but they're both totally different rides. I loved the Voyage, but I really need to get on El Toro and see how this stacks up against it, because it just looks absolutely nuts. I love wooden coasters, and this really looks to be like cream of the crop with that fantastic airtime. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, my top 10 bucket list coasters in North America. Let me know in the comments below, what are some of the coasters out there that you want to get on the most? And have you been on any of these? If so, which ones? What did you think of them? Share your experiences down below so we can talk about it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to like my page Coaster Daddy on Facebook and follow me at Coaster Daddy Official on Instagram. This is Coaster Daddy. Bye.